Welcome to the 9 p.m. news on Voice of the People TV. I am Jerry Apeloi.
And I am Kayla Abraham. And first, the headlines. Power blackout in North of Minister gives update to shows restoration in 72 hours.
Minister laments non-sharing of information among security.
5 women back 2 years for cannabis importation.
Osun APC suspends a former governor, Aregbesola.
In business, Dangote calls on marketers to lift petrol from his refinery.
And in sports, nomination of big achievements to Lukman.
And now the news in detail. We'll begin the news with the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabo, assuring electricity will be restored to northern Nigeria within 72 hours. The transmission company of Nigeria had said that on October 22, the 330 kilovolt Ugwaji Appear transmission line stripped, causing outages across the northeast, northwest, and parts of the north-central Nigeria. Also, Executive Director of Independent System Operator Nafisatu Ali confirmed that insurgents vandalized the Shiroro-Kaduna line. However, Adelabu said that as a temporary solution, power will be supplied through the Ugwaji-Makodi line, which can cover about 80% of affected states. He assured power will be restored to the northern region within 3 days. The minister further noted that security agencies were actively working to access the vandalized grid area, while full restoration is expected within 14 days when the damaged lines is expected to be completely repaired.
The Minister of Police Affairs, Senator Ibrahim Gidam, said he observed that law enforcement agencies do not share information among themselves. Speaking today at a workshop to foster interagency collaboration on information sharing among law enforcement agencies, he expressed concern that each agency tends to operate independently in this regard rather than collaborate with one another. Gidam said in view of the insecurity across the country, the agencies should abandon independent approach and prioritize the sharing of classified information and intelligence to effectively combat insecurity. According to him, there is an urgent need for all law enforcement agencies to synergize on the future of the nation's security architecture with all the required speed and political will. He called for a system like that of the West African Police Information System in Nigeria, saying that if deployed among law enforcement agencies in Nigeria, it will go a long way in curbing internal security challenges. Similarly, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, also called for more collaboration among law enforcement agencies. Egbetokun, who was represented by DIG Dansuki Galadanchi, said effective information sharing is a very crucial aspect of security agencies' collective effort to combat crime and ensure public safety.
Operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission have arrested 4 suspects for unauthorized access to banks' computer systems. The suspects were also accused of fraudulently withdrawing depositors' funds. They included the leader of the syndicate identified as Chima Nwigwe, along with Effiong Emmanuel, the managing director of Downstone Ultimate Limited, Mohammed Mahmood, and Damien Ali. AFCC spokesperson Dele Oyewale disclosed in a statement today that the suspects were arrested during a string operation in Abuja and would be taken to court once investigations are concluded.
A federal high court in Lagos yesterday convicted and sentenced 5 women to 2 years in prison, each for illegally importing 6.96 kilograms of Ghana loud, a potent strain of cannabis sativa commonly known as marijuana. Justice Chukwejeku Aneke convicted and sentenced them after they all pleaded guilty to 6 counts of conspiracy and unlawful importation as brought against them by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Earlier, the NDLEA Prosecution Counsel and Dover Yanyam told the court the women were apprehended on August 21, 2024 at the semi-border area of Lagos State. Yanyam, a total of 906.6 kilograms of the substance, which contravened sections 14 and 11 of the NDLEA Act, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 as amended.
Ghana could buy petroleum products from Nigeria's Dangote Petroleum Refinery once the facility is operating at full capacity, thereby cutting more expensive exports from Europe. Making the disclosure at the OTL Africa Downstream Oil Conference in Lagos, Chairman of the National Petroleum Authority of Ghana, Mustafa Abdul Hamid, said that this could end the country's $400 million monthly fuel imports from Europe. The $20 billion Lekki-based Dangote refinery commenced release of premium motor spirit, popularly called Petrol, into the Nigerian market on September 15, 2024. In spite of this, however, product marketers in Nigeria have since resumed the importation of PMS in hundreds of millions of liters following the federal government's total deregulation of the downstream oil sector. However, Abdul Hamid said if the refinery reaches 650,000 barrels per day capacity, Nigeria alone cannot consume all that volume. So instead of importing from Rotterdam as currently, it will be much easier to import from Nigeria, and that will bring down prices in the country.
In a significant development, the federal government has urged the states yet to implement the new 70,000 national minimum wage to begin immediate payment. Secretary to the government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, disclosed this after meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the State House in Abuja, where he emphasized that the administration's full commitment to ensuring that workers across the country receive the new wage. VOP TV's Matthew Ogunswada provides further insights in this report.
All right. Well, moving on, you're still watching the 9 p.m. news on VOP TV. Stay with us for more stories after this break.
From the views on the street
we go to bed empty hunger
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Welcome back. The Ogun State High Court sitting in Abeokuta has dismissed a suit by 16 political parties in the state seeking to postpone the proposed local government elections. The elections were scheduled for November 16th. In his judgment, the presiding justice T.A. Okunsokon rejected the claims of the political parties that the Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission had actually unilaterally and dictatorially by fixing the date of the council elections without first consulting the political parties. Justice Okunsokon held that no constitutional provision or relevant electoral law requires the electoral umpire to consult political parties before fixing election dates. The court also dismissed parties' claim that Ondo State governorship elections would be held on the same day as Ogun local government elections as not a legitimate reason for seeking to postpone elections in the state. Therefore, it maintained that a status quo ante on the earlier announced date for the Ogun State's local government election slated for 16th November 2024.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has pledged a decisive victory for the ruling All Progressive Congress in the forthcoming Ondo governorship election. Speaking in Akure today at the inauguration of the party's National Campaign Council, which he leads, Sanwo-Olu assured the APC that his team would secure nothing less than 80% of the votes in the November 16 poll. In a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Koyega Akosile, the governor called on party members and leaders to work collectively to ensure victory for their candidate, Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa. He further expressed gratitude to President Bola Tinubu and the APC leadership for entrusting him with the role, promising to lead a professional, constitutionally grounded campaign.
In Osun, the state chapter of the APC has suspended the former governor of the state, Rauf Arikbeshola, over alleged anti-party activities with immediate effect. Arikbeshola will wait for the outcome of disciplinary proceedings initiated by the state's party leadership, which findings and recommendations are expected within 14 days. His suspension followed a request from the executive committee of the Ilesha East local government chapter of the APC, which petitioned the state party chairman Tajuddin Lawal, alleging that the former Minister of Interior engaged in actions that undermined the party. In a letter, the committee accused Arikbeshola of factionalizing the APC by forming the Omoluabi caucus, collaborating with opposition parties to destabilize the state's chapter, publicly criticizing party leaders and refusing to participate in or support APC activities within the state, among others. On its part, the state chapter notified the national leadership of its decision to suspend Arikbeshola and establish a disciplinary panel to investigate the charges. The resolution dated October 22 noted that State Executive Committee, following complaints of anti-party activities leveled against Arikbeshola and after reviewing the allegations in line with the party's constitution, suspended him pending the outcome of an investigation.
The Edo State Governor, Godwin Obaseki, said today the remodeling of the Nigerian Observer newspapers was by the determination of his administration to build on the legacy of the Founding Fathers. Obaseki, who spoke during the commissioning of the newspaper in Benin, said the newspaper has been the stable where current notable media owners began their trade and is still very relevant in the country today. According to him, his administration has been able to turn the fortune of the establishment around with the installation of state-of-the-art printing facilities, his aim being to make it a formidable media hub in the country. He explained his administration has put everything in place to keep the establishment afloat. Meanwhile, the Commissioner for Communication and Orientation, Chris Nehikari, while speaking on the Chronicle of the Nigerian Observer as of today, said the newspaper was bettered on May 29, 1968 with copies of newsstands across Nigeria.
Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State has approved a minimum wage of 71,000 naira for civil servants in the state. The announcement today comes after the first receipt of the Public Service Negotiation Committee report. The new wage policy, set to take effect in November 2024, is expected to increase the state's monthly salary burden by over 6 billion naira, with an additional 7 billion naira required for the local government workforce. Nevertheless, Governor Yusuf expressed his administration's commitment to social justice and improved living standards, emphasizing the need for enhanced service delivery amid financial constraint. Acknowledging the state's inherited low internally generated revenue of 2 billion naira, in contrast to Lagos State's 54.3 billion naira, the governor urged civil servants to boost efficiency and transparency while reforming revenue strategies to meet the state's financial obligations.
Stay with us for more stories after this break.
Good morning. It's the start of a beautiful day. Or start your day right with a healthy dose of news, fun, and inspiration. Join us on VOP this morning for the latest news, trending topics, and uplifting stories to set your day on the right vibe. From news and current events to lifestyle and entertainment, you are covered. Showing from 7 to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday on VOP TV. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice. Catch up with the latest topics making the buzz, the stories that tick, the trends. Let's let you in on why they are trending. From politics, entertainment, business, lifestyle, and more. Analyzing the trending stories with top eyeballs. Hashtag on Voice of the People Television, giving you an insight to everything and everyone Nigeria is talking about. Showing on VOP TV, 10 p.m. Monday to Friday. Hashtag if it's trending, we bring it on.
Welcome back. President of the United States, Joe Biden, today conveyed his gratitude to Nigerian President Bola Tinubu for the release of Binance executive Tigran Gambaryan. Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tugar revealed this while briefing State House correspondents on the 30-minute voice call between both leaders. He said both leaders exchanged pleasantries and President Biden thanked President Tinubu for his partnership and for Nigeria's partnership. He added that Biden particularly thanked Tinubu for the collaboration between the two countries with regards to the release of one of the suspects of the cryptocurrency exchange company. Gambaryan left Nigeria on Monday after 8 months of lawful detention, his family confirmed. The senior Binance executive was detained in Nigeria in early 2024 during a crackdown on cryptocurrency activity by the Nigerian government. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission subsequently filed money laundering charges against Gambaryan, which he and Binance have denied. However, his extended detention through international attention as his health reportedly deteriorated while being held at Kuje prison. U.S. diplomats and lawmakers pushed for his release, emphasizing both his declining health and the need for transparent proceedings.
Coming up next is business, entertainment, and sports stories. After the break, stay with us.
From the views on the street
We go to bed empty hunger.
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents,
Corruption kills three things and makes a society.
representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. In business, Nigerian fintech company MoneyPoint has achieved unicorn status after securing $110 million investment, raising its valuation to $1 billion. The Series C funding round was led by Development Partners International's African Development Partners Third Fund, with participation from Google's Africa Investment Fund, Verad Capital, and existing investor Lightrock. The funds will be used to accelerate MoneyPoint's growth across Africa, by expanding its integrated financial services platform for businesses. Since its inception in 2015, MoneyPoint has transitioned from providing payment infrastructure to entering the personal banking market, where it experienced a 2,000% growth in personal finance customers over the past year. The company now processes over 800 million transactions monthly, valued at over $17 billion. This investment positions MoneyPoint to continue scaling while driving financial inclusion in Africa, as it remains the fastest growing fintech market despite a broader funding slowdown in the region.
The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has raised concerns over ongoing disruptions in online banking services across Nigeria, citing it as a violation of customers' rights. In a statement today, the FCCPC urged the customers to seek redress, emphasizing that under the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Act 2018, consumers have the right to quality service and reasonable access to goods and services. The Commission noted that the frequent disruptions have negatively impacted millions of Nigerians by hindering access to funds and essential financial transactions, thereby affecting individual and business activities. The FCCPC stressed that in a cashless economy, consistent online banking services are no longer a convenience but a necessity. It called on banks to communicate transparently with their customers during disruptions to avoid mistrust and frustration. The Commission assured the public that it is working with regulators and financial institutions to resolve the issue, while also monitoring the situation to uphold consumers' rights to quality service and redress.
Chief Executive Officer of Dangote Refinery, Aliko Dangote, has urged marketers and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company to lift petrol from his facility amid ongoing fuel scarcity. Speaking at the State House today, Dangote stressed that his refinery, which can process 650,000 barrels per day, has adequate petrol available, but marketers were not picking up supplies. He clarified that as a producer, the refinery only handles production, not retail or distribution, and appealed to marketers to utilize local supplies instead of relying on imports. Dangote highlighted the financial burden of storing unsold fuel, noting that the refinery incurs losses with every passing day. He assured that the refinery has the capacity to meet local demand, even if consumption rises to 55 million liters per day. The Dangote refinery, with a $20 billion investment, aims to cut Nigeria's dependence on imported fuel by leveraging its massive production capacity.
And now to entertainment. Singer Tiwa Savage has joined the conversation about the big three or big four in the Nigerian music industry. Wizkid, Davido, and Burna Boy are widely regarded as the current top three Nigerian artists and are collectively referred to as the big three. There are also conversations about adding a fourth name to the list, with many tipping artists like Tiwa Savage, Rema, Asake, and others. In a recent interview, Savage shared her thoughts on being on the elite list. She boasted that she was more talented than Wizkid, Davido, and Burna Boy, who are widely placed on the list.
Nigerian singer Kingsley Okonkwo, popularly known as Casey, has gone on a lengthy social media rant after his colleague Chinedu Okoli, better known, I beg your pardon, as Flavor Nabanya, made a shady post online. The OPTV News reports that Flavor in the post via X called his colleague a copycat, writing copy Akaria. The post of the Igbo High Life star comes after Casey announced his new track Netflix and shared snippets of the music video. Some netizens noted the similarity between the song and Flavor's hit track featuring Fino, titled Doings. Despite Flavor not mentioning names in his post, Casey also took to his X page to lambast his colleague. The Ojapiano crooner clarified that he was not on the same level as his colleague and advised him to pick his battles well. According to Casey, his colleague needs to stop gatekeeping the Igbo culture because he is not its custodian.
Afrobeat superstar David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, has shared his journey of success in the music industry after finishing school. The singer attributed his success in the music industry to the choices he made after graduating from Babcock University. He disclosed this while speaking at the 2024 LAS Annual Summit, where he shared the journey of success after finishing school. Davido explained that he took a break from school to pursue his music career, which ultimately led to his success. He noted that his family allowed him to choose his path and encouraged him, unlike his siblings who followed more traditional routes. The singer emphasized that success comes at different times for different people, citing examples of friends and siblings who achieved success quickly while others worked their way up over time.
Still in entertainment, Nigerian skit maker come Nollywood actor Debo Adebayo, better known as Mr. Macaroni, has slammed Nigerian politicians, saying they lack respect for Nigerians. VOP TV News reports that Macaroni's statement comes amidst the controversy online after a member of the House of Representatives from Abia State, Alexander Mascot Igwechek, threatened to make a bold driver disappear and boasted he will not face any consequences. Igwechek also threatened to beat up the driver and lock him up in his generator house. In a post on his X handle, Mr. Macaroni said politicians lack regard for Nigerians because they have never been accountable to the masses. The movie star also cited the case of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, who had last week questioned the sanity of some Nigerians while addressing them.
CAF has confirmed the final match days for the Super Eagles in the 2025 AFCON qualifiers set for next month. According to CAF, the Super Eagles will travel to face Benin at the Stade Félix Houphouët-Boigny on Thursday, November 14. The match is scheduled to kick off at 7 p.m. local time in Côte d'Ivoire, which is 8 p.m. Nigerian time. The Super Eagles' last qualifier against Rwanda is scheduled for Monday, November 18 in Uyo. Nigeria currently leads Group D with 10 points from 4 matches, while Benin sits in second place with 6 points. Rwanda follows in third with 5 points, and Libya is at the bottom of the group with just 1 point. The top 2 teams from this group will qualify for the 2025 AFCON, which will be hosted by Morocco in December 2025.
The Federation of International Football Association FIFA has commended the Flamingos for their outstanding performance at the ongoing Under-17 Women's World Cup in the Dominican Republic. Under the guidance of Bankole Olowokere, the team was eliminated from the tournament on Saturday night in a 0-2 loss to the United States. The Flamingos demonstrated impressive form during the group stage, but struggled to overcome the Americans in the knockout round. Kennedy Fuller converted a penalty just before halftime to give the U.S. the lead, and Kimi Ascanio secured the second goal in the second half. Unfortunately, the Nigerian team was unable to replicate their third-place finish from the previous edition held in India. In a brief post on X, FIFA praised the Flamingos and three other eliminated teams, saying they made their nations proud at the Under-17 WWC.
Ademola Lookman has expressed excitement over being nominated for the 2024 Ballon d'Or. The Atlanta forward and Super Eagles player earned the distinction of being recognized as the 14th best player in the world during the Ballon d'Or event held in Paris. This acknowledgement reflects on an outstanding 2023-2024 season for him on both club and national levels. Lookman said it was incredibly special for him being at the ceremony. He added it was a significant achievement for his country, club, and everyone involved, especially his fans. Also, former Super Eagles defender Sam Soji expressed the pride Nigerians feel regarding Lookman's accomplishments. Soji said Lookman deserved huge congratulations for being named the 14th best player in the world, describing it as a remarkable achievement for both the player and Nigeria. He added that the recognition will certainly inspire other Nigerian players. Lookman, who scored a hat-trick in the UEFA Europa League final in May, is favored to succeed Victor Osimhen as Africa's top player at the CAF Player of the Year Awards on December 16 in Marrakech, Morocco.
And that's it on the 9 p.m. news. Before we go, a quick look at the headlines again. Minister gives update, assures restoration of power in 72 hours in the northern Nigeria.
Minister Ivo laments the non-sharing of information among security agencies.
5 women back 2 years for cannabis importation.
Osun State APC suspends a former governor, Aregbesola.
In business, Dangote calls on marketers to lift petrol from his refinery.
And in sports, Ballon d'Or nomination a big achievement, says Lukman. And that's all we can give you on the 9 p.m. news on Voice of the People TV. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV and other social media platforms, and we are VOP TV Live. My name is Jerry.
And I'm Kayla Abraham.
Good evening.
Good evening.